This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by Liquid IV. Summer's almost here, and as temperatures rise, you need hydration that can keep up with all the moments that make you thirsty this summer.
And with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you faster than water alone.
So tear, pour, and live more with the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, and turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com. Hey, Friendo, Steve here.
Hey, Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we've got your review for last night's NXT. Another mystery attacker, Larson. Who attacked Noam Dar? And the new bloodline shows up in the form of
Put
Gallus.
your ones up for new bloodline, Steve.
I do like the Gallus way.
All right.
I do this. I put my ones up with the Gallus. Anyways, we're going to talk about all that. Also, got a couple items of the news, including AEW's mythical TV deal. Is it, what do they used to call it? Vaporware?
Yeah.
Will it actually happen?
Or it actually see release?
Will it actually see release? Yeah, probably. We're going to talk about that. The latest on the potential upcoming AEW WBD TV deal. But first, Larson, let me ask you a question. Do you think that this year's WrestleMania main event, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, was the greatest ever?
No.
Because Jey Uso, throw your ones up for Jey Uso. Yeet.
It's not bloodline yet. You can say yeet.
He thinks
Not
it was
bloodline anymore.
He thinks it was.
Oh.
Just him, Oos. Or do more people think that way?
Thinks he's the greatest one.
Anyways, let's talk about this. In an interview with the Daily Mail, Jey Uso declared that the Mania 40 main event of Cody versus Roman was the greatest Mania main event ever. He says, I didn't even know it was going down. They told me, this is your part. Here's what you're going to do. I'm like, all right, cool. I get to spear my brother off the stage. Cool. I'm so concentrated on my spot, then I don't know what's going down. Then they tell me the rest of what's happening. I made sure after I did what I did to hurry up and kind of get to the back so I can continue watching the match, because I automatically turned into a fan again. I think it was the best main event in WrestleMania ever. My favorite part might have been when Undertaker popped up. You know what, man? I will not hear any Jey Uso slander, Larson.
All right.
Because he just seems like the nicest guy. Like, listen to this. He's like, man, I'm just a fan. I don't know. I just got to spear my brother off the stage. That was cool. Then I ran backstage and I watched the finish because I was just really interested in it. So, yeah, I agree with Jey Uso. Throw your ones up for the Mania main event, Larson.
Why?
What do you think about what he has to say?
I mean, that's his opinion, man. Good for Jay. You know, obviously he's got a vested interest in all that. He's been involved in this bloodline story for 4 years, basically. And in a lot of respects, this was culmination, at least, of this phase of the bloodline storyline. He played a role in all that. So I'm not surprised he's invested in what happens and the outcome of it. And given the level of investment, I'm not surprised that he considers it high up there, if not the best Mania main event ever. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are invested in this story think that's the case. Meltzer got a lot of crap because he didn't give this match 5 stars. A lot of people are like, this match rules, is awesome, Cody wins, finishes the story, so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, it was a really good match. People were really into the overbooked section of it. And Cody got to finish his story, so sure.
I really like when Jey Uso gets excited about stuff. He always gives these interviews where he's very transparent and frank about stuff.
He's got very infectious energy. Whoever said that Jey Uso doesn't have charisma? What are you talking about?
That's just weird. That's bizarre.
Come on now.
He's got infectious charisma, absolutely. What do you think the best Mania main event of all time was, Larson?
Oh, wow, there's a lot of contenders. You got Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, where Shawn Michaels' last match, Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, beating Dave Bautista and Randall Keith Orton. Those are a couple that come to mind. Of course, the main event WrestleMania 9.
The 15-second Hulk Hogan match, that was awesome.
That was terrible. There's a lot of really good WrestleMania main events through the years. That's just naming a few. I mean, this if you made a top 10 list of best Mania main events, this could possibly make it. Sure, why not? Because there's been a lot of Mania main events that have been kind of dog shit too. What are you laughing for?
That was a pretty simple question, man. What's your favorite Mania main event of all time?
I named two. Yeah. I'm trying to fill some time here. I got NyQuil brain right now. Come on, cut me some slack.
No slack whatsoever.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a long day then.
Is it? I'm just trying to have fun, man. I'm just trying to ask you.
I am too.
Give me one. Your top favorite. Your number one.
End of an era.
That should have main evented.
It really should have made it.
That should have main evented.
Should have made it.
What year was that? That was what, at 28? Oh, it was a Roxina 1, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was 27.
No,
28. 28.
That should have opened the show. Roxina should have opened the show.
Yeah, it really should have.
Yeah, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about TV deals.
Exciting.
Well, you know what, man? I don't know if I'm going to be watching Dynamite on Spike or Paramount
Spike's
Plus
not around anymore.
or True TV or UPN. So
or on Max, perchance.
I want to know this stuff. I want to know this stuff. Anyways,
all right. Well,
WBD, they have their annual upfronts happening soon. You know what that is? Where all the madmen, the ad executives get together.
Don Draper and friends are there.
With Dick Whitman and the TV people get together.
Yeah.
To talk money. And hey, we got some cool stuff going on. And
my ad space on cool stuff, please.
With rumors that the media company WBD, David Zaslav, may be losing the NBA broadcasting rights and ripping the hearts out of inside the NBA fans out everywhere. Boy, that'd be the biggest. That dude's middle name just should be Ball Drop. David Ball Drop Zaslav.
What a massive cultural loss it is for us if inside the NBA is no more. Like, that so captures the zeitgeist on a daily basis.
I know.
And if we don't get that anymore, it's going to be devastating.
I wouldn't have known about the dirty beaches of Galveston. The dirty water of Galveston had it not been
Galveston, not Galveston.
Galveston. It's like
if not for Chuck.
It's like when you say Eastern. On Tuesday, PW Insider reported that a new deal hadn't been reached yet. Fightful reported that they've been told that a new deal is expected to be kept very close to the vest, and summer or fall, geez, that's a ways off, could be a more likely announcement point. And added that WWD sources informed them that WWD has been interested in adding AEW pay-per-views to Max for a while. Fightful also reported the new AEW show would be announced this week, and today we find out what it is, Larson. Why didn't we come up with this idea? This sounds like a Steven Larson original.
It really does. Meal and a match.
Meal and a match.
So it's going to be hosted by Renee Paquette, RJ City. It's going to be on AEW's YouTube channel starting Friday. First guest, Eddie Kingston. I'm hoping there's some Reese's Pie on this episode. If not, massive ball drop.
Dude, if you had asked me, if you had said, hey, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
AEW's got this new show coming up called Meal and Match, where they eat while they're watching a match, which is what I'm assuming this is.
I'm assuming that's what it is, yeah.
Who's going to be on this show? The only answer I would give you, of course, is Eddie Kingston. So I don't know what this whole first special guest is. This guy needs to be the cornerstone of this show. Honestly, at the end of the day, if it's just him, no RJ, no Renee, just sitting there every episode eating either a plate of nachos or a burger or both, and then always polish it off with some Reese's Pie. You know, those AEW matches, they can go long. So it's just like a 25-minute banger of him him just pounding down burgers.
He's got the spoon out, just the whole pie.
He's got like the whole pie right there. And it's like every episode is the same thing. And he doesn't talk. He eats.
Yeah, he just here.
Oh, man.
Otherwise, maybe a really interesting points. He's got the spoonful of pie. He's just watching the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. He takes the bite while he doesn't take his eyes off the TV.
Exactly. Maybe it's they're showing Kawada Masawa.
Masawa,
yeah. And he's like, "Oh, I can't talk during this match."
Yeah, I can eat, but I can't talk during this match. Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, AEW's not had the best of luck when it comes to airing their pay-per-views on various platforms, mostly Bleacher Report. It's an awful platform. Countless issues with it.
Yeah.
I've heard stories of people. We've had issues with it. Other people have had issues with it. Movie theaters, when they're trying to show this pay-per-view, have had issues with it.
You just have like a whole movie theater full of people, and half of people bust out their phones, and people gather around to watch it there because it's not on the.
They can't get on the projector now.
Yeah.
So I know Max has been doing some live sports of late, and I haven't heard any issues. I haven't really looked into it either, but I haven't heard any issues of the platform itself being unstable as it relates to live programming.
No, I've watched a bunch of the NBA playoff games on Max.
There we go,
and it works great.
It's added value for the. Oh my goodness!
Sorry, DJ E in chat says this Wednesday on Dynamite, Eddie Kingston addresses his calories. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh my goodness. Added value for Max. This is a tangent. Whatever. This is an NXT review. Just talk about whatever you want here. What is with these streaming bundles? You got the Max. What is it? Max, Peacock, and Apple TV. Is that what it is?
It's like
through Xfinity.
Netflix has one coming up too. It's
they
Netflix.
do. I forget. There's two bundles of 3 streaming platforms each.
Yeah.
So they're just bringing cable back.
Well, they said that Netflix is gonna. Well, let's not kid ourselves. I'm sorry, but the content these days, people say that shit, but I'll be honest with back in the day, cable, 99% of it you can get rid of. That's the thing about streaming services, that they've got somehow, some way, they've got unlimited funds. And don't ask me how that works.
Debt. That's what it is.
Yeah, right. I don't exactly know how that works, but. Apparently the Netflix version of whatever the bundle is going to be a super bargain. It's going to be super cheap.
Yeah, I heard that for both of them, that they're coming in at good prices.
The actual content is a lot better than it was ever on cable. Cable, half the time you get to a cable and it's like, what is this shit?
Oh, dude, there's a lot of dog shit on these streaming services too, man.
Well, there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff that if you take the top 5% of each of the streaming services, you got a lot of really good stuff. That could not be said about cable back in the day.
Well, give me a period in cable when you think that wasn't the case.
I don't know, 1995.
Wasn't The Sopranos on in 1995?
No.
When did that start?
I think 97, 98, something like that.
All right. Well, I had to think about it.
I mean, Real Sex on HBO.
Taxi Cab Confessions. Red Shoe Diaries, Steve.
Oh man. Yeah, no, man, I don't know.
There you go. I think you just made my point for me.
No, dude, I lived through cable. You lived through cable. Let's not kid ourselves, man. These days, if I could get rid of any of the streaming services, I would. But every single one of them has something that I like on it. They all do. Look at how many awesome shows. Look, I just sound like a mark right now, but look at Hulu.
Do.
How many awesome shows? They got Shogun. Oh my God, I haven't even seen it, but I heard amazing things.
Yeah, it's a solid show. Yeah, solid.
And you got What We Do in the Shadows, and
I think the idea that the overall quality of programming on cable, the overall quality of TV programming is better across the board, whether it's on traditional cable services with HBO and so on and so forth.
Yeah, but so much of that stuff ends up.
I know, but they call this the golden age of television for a reason, because there's been so much really good stuff.
Yeah, man.
Over the last 10, 15 years. So
the value, to me, I guess my point is the value proposition for these streaming services is far greater than cable ever was. Dude, cable, I used to come home, just pop on MTV and just watch it all day long.
Yeah, no, but there's nothing like that anymore.
Yeah, there is. You got Vivo. You got that shit for free on Pluto TV.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about just... No, MTV was different.
Let's not be nostalgic over shit that just is you have everywhere these days. MTV had to wait for those videos. These days, on YouTube, what video do I want to watch?
I know, but sometimes that was a cool surprise. You'd be like, what video's next? Oh, wow, this is really neat. And then you wait a little bit, next top of the hour, remote controls on. That was a great show. You have 120 minutes on late at night? Come on.
Boy, High Plains Drifter says, Steve confirmed big sweaty for streaming. Streaming drone.
Yeah.
I'm a stream drone. Oh, man. Anyways, let's go ahead and pay some bills.
Let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp. Steve, you know me. Yeah, I'm an anxious guy.
Yes.
You'd agree, yeah. And,
Yes.
regardless of the stressors in my life, whether they're large or small, I've always tended to bottle things up. But as I learned the hard way in my mid-20s, bottling up stress can cause some serious issues, and my anxiety started to adversely affect just about every aspect of my life. Eventually, I realized that I needed to go to therapy, and therapy offered me a safe space where I was able to work through what was weighing me down and allow me to learn positive coping skills to better manage my anxiety.
So if you need to get something off your chest and are thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is completely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. All you got to do to get started is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/raw today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. And let's get a word from our sponsor, Liquid IV, for Steve and I. Summer, it's all about shooting hoops, about playing basketball. And whether it's Steve setting a new personal best during our three-point contest, or me putting Steve on a poster with a devastating 360 reverse jam right in his face, we're sure to make plenty of moments on the court.
Dude, your balls were just all in my face the other day when you dunked on me. It was horrible. I was like, I got these nuts on my face.
You did.
Oh, man. But the only thing hotter than my jump shot this time of the year, Larson, or your dunkaroo skills, are the rising temperatures because it's so hot outside.
Yeah.
That means we got to make sure we stay hydrated while we're shooting those hoops.
That's right, Steve. Especially for someone like me who sweats a lot, staying hydrated is important. And staying hydrated is made easy with Liquid IV. A single stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone, and it has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, which means it turns ordinary water into extraordinary hydration.
That's right, and Liquid IV helps me avoid those nasty dehydration headaches I used to get after hooping it up. But Liquid IV is also the perfect companion to help you stay hydrated while traveling, after a long night out, or if you're just chilling at the beach.
And for someone like me who doesn't like sugar, Liquid IV comes in 4 delicious sugar-free flavors. You got green grape, like a Steve's putting something into his water bottle right now, lemon lime, raspberry melon, and white peach. So tear, pour, and live more and turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout.
That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com. Big MGM earlier said Wolverine needed some better help after Magneto got through with it.
What the heck?
I don't know. I gotta watch that X-Men show. Everybody says it's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah,
maybe Wolverine could have
TV
used
across
some.
the board. It's better than it's ever been.
Wolverine should have got some Liquid IV, man, before he took Magneto on 1-1.
Maybe, I don't know.
Heather Wright asked if we used to watch Headbangers Ball.
Yeah.
I thought it was like
that.
the most
Yo
chill
MTV
show.
Raps.
120 minutes.
120 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, man, that was good shit back in the day.
Heck yeah, it was.
Oh goodness. Anyways,
Wow. I mean,
We
this is
good
the
to
NXT
go? We
show,
done?
man. You never
Done
know
with
what
the
you're
day?
getting in the NXT recap.
yeah, man. Let's check the ratings for last week, by the way, because I want to.
You mean the actual NXT ratings or how our episode did?
Yeah, how our episode did last week.
Oh, which one was it? It's 110,000. I know that.
Okay, so last week's AEW. Wait, live. Here we go. Live. Last week's AEW review
Oh, look
got
at that. I mean, last
11,000
week's show.
views.
Yeah, last week's NXT got 11,000.
Also 11,000 more likes for the NXT episode too. Wow, showing out. Did you see those Collision and Rampage ratings, man?
Oof.
Ouch.
Oof.
Ouch.
Oof.
In the toilet.
Yeah.
Maybe
good.
work harder, AEW.
Come on.
Yeah.
Try a little harder, AEW. Yeah, not good.
Try harder.
Not good. Not good. Well, we'll see how these NXT ratings do.
Yeah, right, yeah. So anyways, NXT last night. Galash came back. Hey, all right, Galash, we're back now.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Oh.
after their stint training The Rock for the greatest WrestleMania main event of all time. Well, wait, no, he wasn't in that. Well, he was in that one because The Undertaker took him out.
Yeah, but he was in the tag match before that.
Gallus has returned to the Performance Center to attack people there in NXT.
For sure, laying out Wesley, Ivar, and Josh Briggs. Could it be that they also laid out Noam Dar to open the show, or is this Noam Dar attempt at subterfuge to get heat on Trick Williams or Javon Evans?
He knew that their plan, Gallus, was to come in and lay everybody out. And so he, in advance of said plan, was like, hear me now. And then took himself out of the equation, acting like it might have been them. But he's trying to frame, I mean, that is kind of because I think he's trying to frame Trick Willie.
Yeah.
But really, he just ends up framing Gallus for something they're already doing.
What if it's this? What if Gallus did lay him out? And this is all leading to
Trick Williams and Gallus getting together as a group?
No, Trick Williams and Metaphor having to team up against Gallus. Like Lash pleads with Metaphor. You got to help Trick.
Oh, wow.
You got to help Trick. So you got Trick, you got Noam Dar, you got Oro taking on Gallus.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, wow.
And then you got Joe going after the NXT title. Guess you can have either Wolfgang or Mark go after the North American title. Come on.
Yeah, they don't have to be a tag team.
No.
They could be solo guys. You have Wolfgang take the Heritage Cup off of Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah.
And maybe bring back some good wrestling to the Heritage Cup.
Yeah, I was waiting to see what you're going to say about that.
Bro. Show. Dude. Larson. You know how the other day people were like, Jay Uso gave Ilya his worst match ever. Tony D just gave the Heritage Cup its worst match ever. That was the most boring shit. Like the Heritage Cup rules match is predicated on a simple concept. You need some good wrestlers.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's the inherent drama of the rounds as well, too, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, we had a good wrestler.
Forgotten Media says, why Tony won?
Why Tony won? Well, what a great throwback from yesterday.
More than anything, I was just surprised that Tony won because I wasn't expecting that. I thought Kemp and Miles Bourne would make their return to NXT after getting kidnapped in an SUV by the D'Angelo family, which they did.
Why'd they do the thing where you have the cheesiest ripped shirt? I like that Damon Kemp let the hair go.
Yeah, that was great.
He looked pretty cool. But like he's got the cheesy scissor rips in it.
I know.
It's so bad.
But
I have an idea.
What?
Because like one of the highlights of the show, as always, is Obafemi, right? Dude's going to be a big star.
Yeah.
So he's got this North American Championship. And as much as I'd kind of just like to see him squash Wes Lee, let's say he dispatches of all these clowns going after his title. He holds on to that. But instead of going after Trick Willie because he wants to be champ, he's like, oh, I'm going to go and get the other mid-card championship, which is the Heritage Cup. He's like, I'm a big dude. I can carry that title. I can carry that cup around. So he goes after.
I felt kind of bad for Tony last night because the whole story of his match was he's getting his arm worked over by Charlie Dempsey. Then after the match, they're like, "Here, hoist this 40-pound trophy over your head."
Yeah, right.
So like it's heavy as shit, and so he's it's hard to hold it. And it's like I got to sell arm, but I can't. I got to sell arm.
Okay, let me ask this:
I got to sell arm, but I can't.
Who in the family is going to end up being the guy carrying that for him? Stacks or Lawyer?
Yeah, it's going to be Stacks.
You think it's going to be Stacks, not
Yeah, it's
Lawyer?
got to be Stacks.
Okay. All right. So Obafemi's like, hey, I'm going to go after that Heritage Cup.
All
Tony
right.
D's like, hey, I got my family, right? And he's like, how about this? You put up the Heritage Cup, but also put up your family. Obafemi wins. They become the Oba family.
For heaven's sakes.
Can we do that? Oh, he's going to make Rizzo carry it.
Oh, my goodness, Steve. Oh, my.
Come on. That's a good one.
Goodness.
The Oba family.
How long have you been sitting on that one?
I texted it to Maggie this morning when I was watching NXT. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, my.
Anyways, let's go ahead and kick this
Yeah,
thing
let's
off.
just get into it. We had a couple of the qualifying matches for the Women's North American title ladder match. But what opened the show was Noam Dar laid out backstage. Rest metaphor run up. I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened? There's a trainer there. It's a rest, and they kind of help him up.
Noam really doesn't seem all that pressed either.
No, he definitely seems like he's faking an attack.
He looks like he's more trying to get people to get attention on him, you know?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
like, I want him, now.
Well, it's always,
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
you know, looking around, make sure people are paying attention. I know. Like, obviously, him selling this attack is for show.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a recap for the Women's Combine, which went down last week. And Ava announces qualifying matches begin tonight. Before we get the first one of those, though, we get Kiana James and Izzy Dame backstage. Kiana asks Izzy, you ready for tonight? Izzy says yes. And Kiana says, I'm going to run Raw. You run NXT. And Izzy says, damn right.
Mm-hmm. Then we had I like that they're letting Kiana get one last little like, okay, we're still partners, but I'm gonna go be running this and never mention you.
Yeah.
And then here in NXT, you're gonna be running this. After that, we had a Sol Ruka promo. She says, I rank #1 in the Combine. I'm going to ride that wave all the way to NXT Battleground because I love surfing. And I'll become the first NXT Women's North American Champion, Sol Ruka.
And then we get Sol Ruka versus Izzy Dame. The finish of this match was awesome.
Yeah, this is cool. Everybody always inadvertently gets in position for Soul Snatcher.
Yeah, I know. It's interesting how it works out that way. Well, before you thought, oh, just stay out of the corner, you're cool. But then 2 weeks ago, she hits one like just off the ropes. So
regular
it's getting so she can do that in a variety of scenarios, and that's awesome. Then you get into the Soul Snatcher out of nowhere territory, and that's exciting stuff.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The finish of this, Izzy looking for a backdrop. Sol Ruka lands on her feet. So Izzy hits her with a boot, gets a 2 count there. Follows with some like shoulder tackles in the corner, and then sends her into the opposite corner. And then Sol Ruka gets kind of like in head scissor position, and then does the Soul Snatcher out of that. It was wild. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, man. Yeah, you got to think she's the favorite to win this thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I'd be pretty surprised if she doesn't walk out of Battleground as North American champ.
Mm-hmm. After that, Ava is in her office talking to the D'Angelo family. Ava says, that tag match last week doesn't count. You just can't take a referee. And where are Damon and Miles? Tony's like, first off, what do you mean take? That ref had a bad case of bronchitis. As far as Miles and Damon, I don't know. And then she's like, come on, where are they? And Stax is like, Ava, we don't know. Wherever they wanted to go. Tony's like, I know you're upset. You're stressed. This job's getting a little bit audit. But you really got to take away this Heritage Cup match from me. And she's like, maybe. And Rizzo says, she can't do that, Don. It's already been advertised. And then Luca. Oh, yeah, the lawyer. That's right.
Luca the lawyer.
Says, you wouldn't want to be liable for false advertising now. And Ava's like, card subject. She should have said card subject
to change.
But no, she said, all right, I'm not going to take away your match, but I'm going to fine you $20,000. Tony says, all right. That's like a third of his yearly salary in NXT.
Yeah, I know. Maybe half.
He snaps his fingers. Rizzo hands Ava an envelope of fake money and says, "It's all there and then some. Maybe you could spruce this place up." And then Ava's like, "Tony, listen." He says, "Look, I know. You're tough, but you're fair. As far as tonight goes, no funny business."
Your favorite gimmick in all of NXT right there, Tony D.
Dude, I'm not going to be a broken record on it. Y'all know how I feel about Tony D.
Fair enough. Next, we're backstage in the locker room, and Idris Enofe, Malik Blade are there preparing for their match against OTM later. So Enofe's got a rabbit's foot now.
Yeah, it's the whole luck thing.
Good luck.
It's like this whole gimmick. They go and HBK's like, "All right, here's the thing, guys. You got it. Now you're gonna have a story where you just have bad luck." And like, "Oh wow, okay, so like we're just gonna lose a bunch." Yeah, you're gonna lose a lot because you got bad luck.
But there's be a reason for it. Bad luck.
Right, bad luck. And they're like, "Okay, so our story is we need to figure out how to get out of this bad luck situation." And he's like, "Yeah, and then we're gonna start winning." Whoa. I don't know about all that.
We haven't got that far yet. First, bad luck.
Slow down.
So Enofe's all into the rabbit's foot, hardly paying attention to what Malik Blade is saying. So Blade asks him if he's ready. And Idris says, "I got to have my mind right." And Blade says, "You stick to the plan and we run circles around these fools, your mind will be right." And then Enofe is kind of distracted, says, "No, I'm good." So Blade says, "All right, I'll take the lead." So then Brindley Reese steps in, takes the rabbit's foot from Enofe and chucks it across the locker room. Says, "You don't need a rabbit's foot. Let's go get that W."
After that, we had Shayna Baszler and Lola Vice in an interview. Sarah says, "Shayna, you're coming off a tournament win over Carmen." Shayna's like, "I shouldn't have to remind you. All I know is dominance. I held the NXT women's title more total days than anyone in history. Everyone knew it was tap, snap, or nap. So I obviously stayed to watch Roxanne and Chelsea, and I'm pretty interested in seeing who Roxanne's opponent will be at Battleground." Lola says, "Me too. I mean, I still owe Roxanne from Vengeance Day, and when I become NXT Women's Champion, I'm going to break every record in the book." Ooh.
Shayna didn't seem too happy about that.
No, man, because she just said she's got a record. And then Carmen and Natty rush in and attack them.
Yeah. So then we got Bronco Nima. That's a great name.
That is a really good name.
Lucian Price, another really good name. Taking on Malik Blade, Idris Enofe. At some point, Enofe's boot just basically fell apart.
She noticed, like, I'm not trying to be rude here to anybody, because I like to be nice. But how much cooler OTM immediately comes off without the sommelier there? Like, they come off as so much more threatening looking without Reggie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Upgrade.
So Jada Parker and Brindley Reese, they have when there was qualifying matches next week, for the ladder match. So they're brawling throughout this. Enofe's boot is falling apart. And so Blade gets the hot tag at one point, hits like 3 moves, and is like, "All right, Enofe, you're back in," while he's trying to fix his boot.
Mm-hmm.
So Enofe hits Lucian Price with a drop kick. He runs the ropes to do another move, but his boot starts coming off. So then Price hits him with a super kick, tags in Bronco Nima. OTM hit their finisher to get the win.
I like OTM, man. I think, I do kind of feel like, and this is kind of a silly thing, but I'll address it anyways. Them and Tony D. You don't have to be so quite as literal with the branding, because they're GTA characters, right? So they use the GTA font, the loading screen sort of animation look, and it's like obviously I get it. I know what it's supposed to be, and it's like an immediate connection thing, right? And with Tony D, they give him the Godfather font.
Well, even Lola Vice, they give her the Miami Vice font.
Yeah, but like she's not a couple of cops. You know what I mean? Like
No, I know. No, I get it. But usually when they have a gimmick or a name, they get very literal with it. Yes, I understand that.
Like,
and use
how would you
pop
be
culture
able
references
to
directly reference whatever that name or gimmick is? Yes.
Like, I really like OTM. I think they're cool as hell. I don't know if they'd retain, because at some point, do you think Rockstar would be? Because Rockstar is obviously
Massive company. Yeah.
company. Do you think they would be like, maybe that's a bit on the infringy side? Like, I don't know if they would take that to main roster.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. I mean, that level of their packaging, probably not. They'd probably change.
Right, yeah.
You'd think so.
Like, I don't know. I doubt, like, Paramount probably owns the Godfather stuff, so maybe they'd come at them if they're.
But I know they have the Godfather font, and then there's that kind of very stark black and white image of Tony D doing their thing, just like Marlon Brando as Vito Corleone for the Godfather poster, that kind of stuff. Yes, it's very on the nose. Very on the nose. So OTM gets the win. Next, we are in the trainer's room. Noam Dar is getting looked over by the trainer. Rest of Metaphor's there, and so they're asking the trainer, when will Noam be cleared? And the doctor goes, I don't know, I got a timetable. So all else is happening. Lash has got a resistance band. She's warming up for a match. And so Dar's like, I need another doctor in here to check me out. So Oro says, I got you. And Dar just says, I just know it was either Javon or Trick. And Jakara asks Lash, like, how do you know it wasn't Trick Williams? And Lash says, I can't deal with this now. I got to go out and go to my match. So she makes her entrance for her match. Before that, though, we get Axiom and Nathan Frazier backstage. They're chatting with Ridge Holland and some other dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Ridge says the truth is that Andre Chase, cool dude, Chase U, sound. Yes.
Sound dude.
All of Chase U is sound. Good brother step in. Carl says to Axiom and Frazier, you're ducking us. And Gallows says, Ridge is a loner with an anger problem and a main roster.
Might be back. It says reconnection successful.
All right.
Oh, it says it's back. Okay, cool. Anyways,
apologies.
Sorry, everybody.
Right,
dude, this is like 2 days in a row that OBS decided to fuck on our stream, man. What's going on with that?
Yeah.
Anyways.
While you were
Frazier,
frozen, I talked about all that while you were frozen.
But it doesn't matter because.
Yeah, I know, because YouTube didn't get it, so I can recap real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Ridge is talking to Frazier at Axiom, puts over Chase and Chase U. Good brothers step in, and Good Brothers got this thing where they're obviously main roster talents coming to NXT, but they don't like main roster talents in NXT, and so they give Ridge crap for being a main roster talent in NXT. And
says, it's pretty funny.
You didn't start in NXT. You could take your stupid crusade somewhere else. Gallows says, picking a fight with the OC is your anger talking. Go find a partner, and we'll kick you out of NXT for good.
You would think that would be a good thing, though, because if you get kicked out of NXT, you go up to main roster.
You get
make that main roster money. Yeah, exactly.
Then we got Ivy Nile taking on Lash Legend, qualifying match for the Women's North American title ladder match. Lash gets the win here due to some help from Jakara Jackson. So the finish saw Lash looking for a chokeslam off the top, but Ivy counters that with a bulldog, gets 2. And Ivy locks on the Dragon Sleeper, but she's kind of close to the ropes. So Jakara reaches out and grabs her leg. Ivy releases the sleeper, boots Jakara, and then Lash hits her with a pump kick to get the win.
That's right. After that, we had a Javon Evans interview. Sarah asked was he the guy that attacked Dar. He was like, come on now, that's not my energy. It wasn't Trick Willie either. Honestly, I don't know who attacked him, but what I do know is I'm going to get Oro Mensah next, and it's going to get real wicked. Real bouncy. Before we get that match, we have Carly Bright stopping Ava in front of her office door. Carly's like, this might not be my place, but I want Lola Vice tonight. I get it. I'm new here, but I've been grinding on Level Up. I've broken up a couple of locker room fights. I didn't realize. So that's now part of. It's like, hey, if you help break up a locker room fight, that's points towards getting you on TV.
It's your bona fides.
I gave it all of my at the combine, and Ava's like, you did. Look, I was looking at it right now. You finished 13th. If you're just a little bit faster, jumped a little bit higher, it easily would have been top 12. Look, you're even faster than Tatum Paxley and stronger than Brindley Reese on a couple of things. You did great. Bright's like, thank you. I just really want my chance. She's like, you know what? You deserve it. Tonight, you get Lola Vice. So that match can happen a little bit later.
Yep. Then we got Javon Evans taking on Oro Mensah. So this is a really fun match.
Yeah, this is rad, man.
This is really good. Evans gets the win here. So Evans hits Oro with a dive out of the ring, jumping over the top rope. Puts Oro back in the ring, but Oro hits it with the clothesline. So Jakara Jackson gets in the ring to distract the ref, and Lash gets a chair from under the ring, but Trick Williams walks to ringside. So Lash sees him, hesitates as far as what to do, and then drops the chair. While that's happening, Oro's hammering Evans with punches in the ring and falls with a forearm. He's looking for a power bomb, but Evans escapes that, hits a kick. Oro responds with a punch, but then runs into a boot, and then Evans follows with that crazy corkscrew splash he does as his finisher to get the win.
Yeah, dude. Javon Evans is so much fun. Oro Mensah is a
is.
really fun wrestler too, man.
Yeah.
This is a good matchup right here. After that, we had a Charlie Dempsey interview. He's asked about what the hell happened to Damon Kemp and Miles. And he's like, Kelly, I've been in contact with Miles and Damon. I can tell you right now they're on their way here tonight, but they're both in rough shape for everything the family's done to them. They have a couple of cuts in their T-shirts. Looks like the family might have taken their T-shirts, took some scissors to them, and then put the T-shirts back on.
Back on them.
Yeah. He says, I can cry about it or I could fight. Kelly, look at my face when I tell you I've never cried a day in my life, which is nuts. That's crazy. Like, if a baby doesn't cry, you got to start asking, is there something wrong with this kid?
Oh, he's definitely cried. Come on now.
You calling him a liar? Wow.
In fact, I am in this instance.
Oh, my
Calling the
goodness.
character Charlie Dempsey a liar.
Did William Regal tell him that? Son, you never cried even when you were a baby.
Simply find that not believable.
I put you in a submission lock when you're 6 months old and you still didn't cry. Wow. Jeez.
Wow.
Eric says, this Iron Claw?
Yeah, I was about to say that too, yeah.
He says, this cup right here is staying with the NQCC with the catch
There's
clause.
no NQCCCC for this match. No
catch
quarter
clause.
catch crew catch clause.
Yeah. I'm going to beat Tony D'Angelo. I mean, honestly, like, you think of Tony D'Angelo, you don't need the catch clause. You just go in there and do it. You don't need an element of surprise.
It's funny because Tony D'Angelo is a highly accomplished amateur collegiate wrestler. They listed off his bona fides during the match.
Yeah.
Wrestling something else, though.
So what's up with that match that we saw?
I'll tell you, Steve. Then we got a Wes Lee promo. It's great having him back. Wes Lee's awesome.
I hope Obafemi squashes him like a bug.
I know you feel that way.
Yeah. I can only take the earnest stuff so much, dude.
But it makes
Like
him so relatable.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Half the time when he cuts a promo, it's like he's on the verge of crying. I'm like, you know what, man? I like the Wes Lee that used to get super high with his friends. Bring that Wes Lee back.
He's matured, man.
No, screw that. Listen, here's the deal. He gets back from surgery, might still have some lingering pain. So now he leans into the weed thing. He leans into the cannabis thing.
That's a
He's
great
like,
idea.
Oba, I'm going to smoke you. And then I'm going to smoke out.
How about that? So anyways, he talks about his path, back surgery, coming back 6 months early from having back surgery. He says, you know, I'm here in this ring feeling this amazing energy, and I honestly don't know what to say. So Obafemi walks out. Says, Wes, I'm not here to cut you down. I'm impressed. Always have been. The heights you took this title during your reign. Massive accomplishment. But you've only taken it as far as you can. He says, I will say the trials and tribulations that you overcome, that they prove that you are a warrior. You have the heart of a lion, but I'm an actual warrior. I'm the ruler, the destroyer, the bringer of war. I am the mountain that you cannot climb and you cannot conquer. But I'm guessing that you want a title opportunity, right? And Wes is like, yeah. Oba says, well, then you do what you do and you prove that you deserve the opportunity. And then the title chance is yours. And Wes says, Oba is clear. You check every single box with a chance at Oba. Josh Briggs comes out. He says that he already had a match with Oba, stand deliver. They tore the house down. I lost basically because I had broken ribs. Ribs are healed now. I need a chance. And when I get that title, Ivar, Wesley, I'm going to throw you guys a bone. And Oba's like, y'all got compelling arguments. And Wes is like, all right, let's have a fatal four-way, all of us. And Oba goes, that's why I'm champion. You're not. Y'all fight amongst yourselves. Winner gets the title match against me.
I like that, man. It reminds me of this time in college, in junior college. It was an English lit class. And this teacher had like the driest sense of humor. Like he seemed, as you like to say, mirthless, right?
Yes.
Back then, you know, if you called up the automated line because back then we didn't have like internet like registration. You had to call on a landline.
Yes.
And it was like, sorry, this class is closed, right? It's like full.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd go and you try to add.
Yeah.
So I get to this class and I had already, I successfully registered. 10 people walk in. 10 people. I swear to God, it was like a ton. And usually the teacher will do one of two things. They'll usually say, I'll sign. Some teachers would be like, yeah, sure, come on in. I'll get everybody in, you know?
Yeah.
Other teachers would be like, sorry, can't do it. We're full. This guy said, and I don't know if he just wanted to like fuck with people or wanted to run a social experiment or what, but he said, I've got room for one person in this class. Everybody leave. One person comes back. Guess who came back, Larson?
Who?
The prettiest girl. Oh, man. Yeah. Anyways, that's what Obafemi did. He said, I ain't going to deal with this shit. Y'all figure it out amongst yourselves.
Figure it out. Exactly.
I'm going to squat. I know I could beat Briggs because this dude's made of glass. Ivar, he just comes off like a nerd now because he's not a Viking.
He already beat him. Did Obafemi already beat Ivar?
Didn't he already beat Ivar and Briggs?
Yeah, I think. Well, I know he beat Ivar in a one-on-one match. The Briggs match was a triple threat with Dijak.
Okay, so he didn't have a solo with Briggs?
Not that I recall.
Yeah.
Unless it preceded Stand Deliver.
He'd take care of that dude easy, too. And then you got little Wesley. You know, he should be like Wesley. You got the speed, but you don't have the size. He should be, you know, you remind me of those other guys. You should be all elite Wes.
Oh, wow. Wow.
You're one of them tiny guys. Oh, man.
All right, so Bear Winning says Briggs had a single shot a month before Stand Deliver. So
okay. Yeah, I think I remember that. Yeah.
There we go.
Dude, he's done it. Like, come on, I took you on, the dude fresh out of surgery. Come on, let's do this right here and right now. Obafemi wouldn't even need to change his clothes. Where's his cool outfit that he has on?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Next, we got a Rich Holland interview. And he's asked if he's planning on taking on the OC 201. He's about to answer, but Chase U walks up, and Chase says, Ridge, you have to fight this battle alone. And Ridge basically wipes his brow. Oh, man. Thank you. That really means a lot, and I can't say how much it means that you're offering to be my tag partner. And Chase is like, oh, no. I'm not going to be your tag partner. This other guy is. He's talking about Riley Osborne.
No, I like when you don't know his name, Larson. It's more fun.
The other guy. So Ridge says, actually, yeah, that's perfect. Listen, I want to earn your trust and respect. Tonight's the perfect time, buddy. So Thea says, it's a teachable moment. And Riley's like, I guess I'll see you out there.
Yeah, nobody wants to be with Ridge because he's either bad luck or he's like clumsy.
But why did Riley Osborne treat this like a house show match and wear his merch shirt the whole time?
Because he gets a cut of that Chase U. He gets the Chase U bucket.
No, he does. He's last bucket, the Chase U bucket, pal. It goes Chase, it goes Thea, it goes Duke, and then a huge gap, and then Riley Osborne.
What's his face is still probably getting some. What was that guy that was fired?
Oh, shoot.
Brody
something, yeah.
Bodie? Was it
Bodie?
Bodie?
Yes.
It was Bodie.
Bodie Hayward?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Bodie Hayward. Yeah, he might be getting the cut still.
He gets some bucket. He got the Chase U set up. Yeah, John Hosey says he got the Chase U set up. Hey, man, speaking of John Hosey, hold on. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds here.
Sure, I'll start talking about the Friendo Club setup because I think this is where this is going. So we got a Friendo Club setup around here. Steve's back already, it looks like.
Because speaking of the Chase U setup, we're going to talk about the Friendo Club setup.
Yeah, I just mentioned that, yeah.
We got John Hosey here in our chat, and I want to show you guys, and I'm still waiting for his I'm still waiting for his shirt for his hat to come through. But once I get that, I'm going to send it to him. Muted Mayday and Cruz are getting there soon too. But because John Hosey successfully defended against two very aggressive cash-in attempts, he is now a 3-time predictions champion.
3-time.
And so special for him.
Oh, look at that. 3-time.
He's got his own shirt.
Look at that.
So if any of the
One of a
friendos
kind.
out there who aren't part of the Friendo Club setup want to know how they can try to then become the next John Hosey. There's only one John Hosey. But if you want to try to follow in his immense footsteps, then you can get the Friendo Club set up and participate in the Big Blue Predictions Challenge. We've got another Week of Champions coming up featuring AEW Double or Nothing and WWE King and Queen of the Ring. And you could win a prize, or you can get on your own road to immortality. And it's a Friendo Club setup. That's how you get to the Predictions Challenge. Click join right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson or go to patreon.com/Steven Larson. Choose the Friendo Club setup. You get bonus episodes, access to the Big Predictions Challenge, and of course, access to our question threads for the questions that we read on the show here.
That's correct. Also, if you're here watching on the YouTube, whether it's live VOD, please smash that like button. We got 155 likes right now. We want to get at least 200. I'm sitting here. I don't feel good today. Make me feel a whole lot better if we can at least get to 200 likes. Please. 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 Also, if you haven't, hit that sub button, subscribe button, hit that notify bell, be notified of our new content going up every weekday pretty much.
That is correct. After that, we had Alexis King and a bunch of others hanging out in the break room. And Lex is like, look, ladies, fellas, is it just me or has the king been on fire lately? I mean, just last week I claimed victory over that big Duke. Don't get me started on my historic win at spring breaking against Baron Corbin. Feeling pretty good about myself. How about this weekend after the live event at Fort Pierce? I take everybody out. It's going to be hot. And then Jasmine Nix walks in. And Alexis turns towards her and says, well, who brings you here, darling? And Nix says, can I get you guys to sign this get well soon card for JC Jane? Thea broke her nose, and now I'm trying to get the whole roster to sign it. Who first? And everybody's like, fuck off. I'm not doing that. But Lexis King is like, what the heck, guys? Can't you see this lovely lady is trying to get something signed for her friend? Don't worry about those losers anyways. And I'm sure Jamie wouldn't care either. And Nix is like, it's JC, but okay. And he's like, oh, yeah, her too. So he signs the card. And then he's like, okay, take care. He leaves. And she opens it and says, get well soon, Jackie. It's JC. What an idiot.
El Riz.
El Riz, the Lexus, and Lexus King stands for El Riz.
Next, we got the Good Brothers taking on Ridge Holland and Riley Osborne wearing his merch shirt. Ridge Holland loses.
Yeah, what was this finish?
So it seemed a little funky because the timing was a little off. So Ridge has Carl Anderson in place for an Alabama slam, and he's just kind of hanging out with Carl Anderson in his back.
Yeah.
Until Riley gets for the springboard drop kick, his position for that. Gallows gets out of the way, so then Osborne kicks Ridge. But it looks the way it looked like is that Riley Osborne bounced off Ridge Holland.
Yeah, it was weird.
And then it took a beat, and then Ridge falls. Carl Anderson rolls him up to get the win.
Should they? I see a lot of people here in chat talking about the W Riz this shirt has. Should they change if Ridge Holland wants to get a gimmick change? Riz Holland.
That's a pretty serious repackage. There's a lot of work that needs to go into that, Steve.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, it could be El Riz Holland. It's kind of what his gimmick is now. After that, we had a video package for Carly Bright, followed by Carly Bright taking the L to Lola Vice. She gets a back fist here to get the win. Then Shayna gets in the ring to celebrate with Lola. Then Natalia and Carmen come to the ring. They lay out Vice and Shayna. Natty gets a mic and says, where you going, Lola? I thought you were the most dangerous woman in NXT. Shayna, I thought you were the baddest woman in WWE. And then Carmen takes the mic, challenges them to a tag bitch next week.
Yep. Then we got Ridge backstage. Chase U walks up to him, and Riley apologizes. Ridge says, it's cool. I hope you can all trust me now. And Thea says, I do. He says, Riley, I know you didn't mean it. They shake hands. Seemingly everything's cool with Ridge and Riley for now.
For now, yeah. For now.
Yeah. Next, we had, in Steve's estimation, the greatest Heritage Cup match of all time.
Right. No, you misheard me. It must be the NyQuil brain. Worst Heritage Cup match of all time.
Oh, sorry. Apologies.
Yeah.
Tony
Awful.
D'Angelo, Steve's favorite wrestler in NXT. Yeah.
Again, I'm not trying to burn anybody. I'm not. Doesn't do it for me. Don't understand it. The wrestling, not really my thing. You know, I like fun, exciting, interesting wrestling. On my list of things that I'm not into, boring, slow, plodding wrestling. You put the rest together yourself.
All right, taking on Charlie Dempsey. Got a new Heritage Cup champion. So the first fall happens towards the end of round 1 when Tony D rolls up Dempsey. After round 2, still Tony D up 1-0. In the third round, Dempsey. But at the end of the second round, Dempsey's got Tony D in an arm bar. So Tony's selling arm for the rest of the match, including afterwards when he's got to hoist that giant
You
trophy.
love
over
that.
his- Well, you see you're holding that trophy over his head. He's like doing this,
Yeah, right.
dropping
yeah.
his left shoulder, probably dropping his arm to make it look like it's hard to hold it up.
Oh no, I got to test this out really quick.
What?
I got to test this out. Death and Taxes says, put your ones up for Tony D.
Why?
Okay, just making sure.
Why?
I'm just making sure you're not gonna throw it up.
I only throw the ones up for Bloodline
Yeah.
and
Throw
to
your ones
acknowledge
up
my
for
tribal chief.
Throw your ones up for Tamatonga.
Yeah.
Keep it up for Tongaloa and Cody Rhodes.
Nope. So third round, Dempsey sends Tony D into the post, follows the German suplex of the bridging variety. Gets his first falls, tied 1-1 after 3 rounds. No falls in round 4, though Tony D was close. And then in round 5, Tony hits a German suplex, and that's when Damon Kemp and Miles Bourne rush to the ring. They brawl with the family. Tony chases Miles Bourne into the ring, turns around, punches Dempsey, and then Tony backdrops Bourne onto Kemp ringside. Dempsey rolls up Tony, gets a 2, but then Tony hits Dempsey with his finisher to get the win, and we have a new Heritage Cup champion. He's going to hold that trophy up and still arm at the same time.
I appreciate him keeping the kayfabe though, selling it. You know,
Or
that's
that trophy is actually like 70 pounds. And it was legit hard to hoist over the head.
it seems heavy. It
Tony
comes off
D,
as
he's a
heavy.
muscular dude.
Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, he's not.
I'm
a
sure he
chump.
shoulder presses well in excess of 150 pounds.
Sure,
He's got
yeah.
some broad, muscular looking shoulders. But still holding that thing up there for that long.
Yeah.
And it's cumbersome, it's awkward shaped, and it's dense.
The most impressive thing, like the endurance aspect of it is impressive. The most impressive thing Eric Bischoff ever did was hold the microphone up for an extended period of time to Hulk Hogan's face.
Yeah.
Because actually doing that with like a microphone that probably weighs 5
pounds.
pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
3 pounds maybe. Doing this for like as long as that dude used to
Yeah,
talk. Actually kind of impressive.
Yeah. Takes
The
some
rest of
shoulder
the
strength
stuff,
to do that.
you can give or take, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Creating the NWO, beating 83 weeks, WWF. Not that impressive.
Opening up pay-per-view with the NWO and garbage trucks.
Yeah, right. Well, okay, 2 things then. That's actually kind of cool.
Having a giant toilet throne on the set of Sold Out.
3 things. Now you're just really putting over Eric Bischoff.
Dang.
Yeah, but holding the microphone up like this for a long, like this is just a pen, and my weak arm is starting to get tired.
You got to do your overhead presses, man.
Oh man,
Reasonable
I got
weight.
bum
Don't do too
shoulders.
much. You don't want to blow out a shoulder doing it. You got to do your Arnolds. You know what those are?
You want to answer some questions?
No, we got to talk about here. The last image here we had in NXT was Wesley, Josh Briggs, Ivar laid out, and Gallus. Joe Coffey grabs the lens of the camera, puts it up to his face, says, "This is just the start."
They should have now. Obafemi should be like, okay, Joe Coffey,
Yeah.
you get to leapfrog those chumps that you guys just laid out. Because like we're supposed to take any of these guys seriously as North American champion now? They got laid out by Gallus? Nope. They're all out. They're all excluded now.
You're putting Joe to the front of the line then, huh?
Oh yeah, Joe Coffey. I want my title shot. Yeah.
All right. I suppose we can answer some questions now.
All right, that sounds good. Patrick Cheeseman says should Dijak join the Final Testament? How about he takes over the Final Testament? Hey,
What if
Cross,
he
you're out.
feuds with the Final Testament.
No, he takes it. Well, he feuds with him and then he takes him over.
All right.
Hey, put the Final Testament on the line. It's good. Cross, you're out. Scarlett, you stay.
Let's see here. Cat Dead 7 says, "What's the kayfabe reason that Omega has enough EVP power by himself to book a match, but the Young Bucks don't have the power to deny it?"
They're a tag team, so they're one act.
All right.
And he is a main eventer, and they're a tag team.
All right.
Like, I think it's...
I would think since if it's the idea that their Young Bucks are viewed as one act, that technically they have one vote combined. Omega has one. So at best, the Young Bucks have enough just to tie things up, but there's no tiebreaker in terms of...
Yeah, right. It's like, mutually assured, whatever.
So
but here's the thing, though. I think that Kenny gets bonus points in authority because for every main event that he's had.
All right.
Because it's where the best wrestle.
It is where the best wrestle, and what is Kenny?
Best bout machine.
Best bout
machine. Okada's best bout machine now. He said so.
That's true.
Yeah.
Organ Grinder asks, why do you think a portion of the wrestling fan base turned on Jey Uso so much after his WrestleMania match with Jimmy?
Fickle.
Fickle?
Fickle.
Fickle.
That's why.
I wonder if it's a situation where everybody recognizes, including Jay, seemingly in interviews, the match was underwhelming, but since Jimmy's not on TV, he's out injured.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's around, so he's getting... He's the focus of the ire.
Dude, I don't know. I think it's... I mean, that could be an element of it. That could be an element of it. I just think that some of the blame, I would think, is on WWE's sort of half in, half out booking with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's main event Jey, and this is something that actually precedes WrestleMania. He's main event Jey Uso, yet whenever he main events, he loses.
Yeah.
Except I know this past week on Raw, it's like the one time when he actually won kind of a big deal match. But it's like whenever he, like, I don't know that his odds are great against Gunther. That's gonna main event Raw next week.
Yeah, as it should.
And it definitely should. But he's probably gonna lose that match.
Maybe.
If he goes on to win King of the Ring, then it shows that, okay, WWE sort of recognizes, hey, we call this guy main event Jey Uso. He is the most popular guy on Raw. Like, maybe we should actually.
Which, there's Steve.
Hello, friend.
Oh, your internet's really not good.
It's a mess.
It is.
It's a mess right now. I see you fine. I'm assuming you don't see me fine.
No, I see you.
Okay.
I hear you. You're pretty jittery, though.
Yeah. All right. All right. Anyways, what's the question?
Where was I? Are we going to try to get through this? Time War here says, what advice would Al Pacino give to Sol Ruca in this upcoming North American title ladder match? I believe it was a line for a particular movie.
Yeah.
Which is?
It's, you rush a guy with a gun. You run away from a guy with a knife. So take that advice. Yeah.
Take that advice.
Elemental Giant says, who's your early pick for men's Money in the Bank? I think it'd be cool if, let's see, when is it? It's in July.
Mm-hmm.
Drew McIntyre wins and then cashes in on Damian Priest because he got cashed in on by Damian Priest.
That would make sense, but Money in the Bank happens after Clash at the Castle.
Yeah, Clash at the Castle would be Priest versus Drew versus like Punk or something without the title.
All right.
Jesse Helsia says, have you guys ever considered vlogging your basketball escapades?
No, that's
nope.
That's for us.
That's for us because not everything has to be on
Internet.
YouTube. Yeah. My spirit animal is a Dorito says, what's your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur?
Dinosaur, yeah.
Wow, that's a good question. Probably pterodactyls. They fly, plus it's fun to say.
Pterodactyl is a fun word.
It's a really fun word to say.
Yeah. I'm going to say mine is T-Rex has a little tiny arms. So I would go with, you know what?
But Stegosaurus, those are cool too.
I'll go with the Triceratops.
That's a good one.
Sounds like a yummy meal, too. What are you going to have? Can I have his Triceratops?
Not sure what that meal would consist of entirely.
I don't know. I don't really know.
Don't know either.
Stegosaurus. That's not. Yeah, isn't the Stegosaurus the giant one that just chills and eats trees?
No, that's when you're in grade school, they call that the Brontosaurus. Stegosaurus
Yeah.
is with the shields on the back.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. The
And then the
Brontosaurus.
spikes on
That's
the
what I'm
tail.
thinking of. I feel like I'd be a Brontosaurus.
All right, just
I
chilling.
would just chill, eat some trees.
Yeah.
Don't do too much.
Luis here asks, is Ray in contention for worst leader of a stable?
Yeah, worst leader of a stable, worst leader of a family. Yeah.
Who else are some other bad leaders of stables?
I mean, we sort of see it with Priest right now.
Yeah.
Not a terribly effective leader.
Pre-Mustafa Ali retribution.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I don't know necessarily who was a leader, but
I think T-Bar was.
I think so.
Here's maybe a controversy. Here's a hot take. Was Farouk a terribly effective leader of the nation?
So I feel like the nation was going all right until The Rock joined.
He brought Rocky in.
Yeah.
Couldn't control him.
No.
Yeah.
Forgotten Media here says Matt Hardy in AEW. Remember Hardy Family Office?
Oh my God, I'd prefer not to. Juan Villa says, since I'm not watching live, can I get Phil McDonald wishing me a happy birthday? Hey, Juan Villa, happy birthday, you dumb son of a bitch. Hopefully for your birthday you get Luthez pressed with some fast hands, followed by a stunner wet.
What?
There you go.
Kelmiko here says, anybody not talked about a ton of NXT you guys think has a bright future? Ariana Gray seems to really get the personality promo side of things already. She's coming along in the ring too. Is there somebody in NXT who you think is really good or has potential to be really good, doesn't get the notice perhaps that they should?
I mean, Inoue and Blade.
I know. What the
Like,
heck?
When we stop watching NXT, they're like in the same exact spot they're in right now.
Maybe even a worse spot because literally their gimmick now is
Bad luck.
losing tag team because
right.
of bad luck.
Mm-hmm.
So they might be in a worse spot. Blake Whitehouse says, can I get a happy birthday to my cat, Smash?
I feel like your cat's not going to appreciate us saying happy birthday. I don't think your cat listens to the show. And if your cat does, I don't think your cat understands that, A, it's an anniversary of an event, birth, and B, we're referencing said cat.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that.
The cat might recognize its name if we were to say it. But beyond that, I'm sure the cat has no idea that it's, in fact, its birthday.
I'll be honest with you. Like, if we just start saying cat's name, it's just probably going to confuse the poor thing. So I'm going to honor its birthday by not bothering said cat. So
There you go.
No birthday wish for a cat. Sorry.
You got any more
Clown
questions
says, my dog knows the sound of your guys' voices. Dogs are much different than cats, though. Several ways.
Frosty here says, when Trick comes to main roster, you'd be interested in a program between him and LA Knight.
Who? LA Knight and who?
Trick Williams.
If it's to get Trick to the next level, sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
LA Knight would make a great gatekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be actually kind of rad. Come in, hey. You think you can make it here in WWE main roster? Nah. You got to get through the megastar, LA Knight.
And then
Another
Trick
L
Williams,
for LA Knight.
and then Trick Williams does, in fact, make it past the megastar, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, man. Anyways, that's going to do it for the show today. Going to get out of here before my internet craps out again.
What the heck?
What the heck, indeed. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.